Hello everyone, this is Jared Miller. I was coming at you today with a quick tutorial. I don't exactly have a name for this particular move, but basically what it is it's a back-to-back wrist roll into an aerial, into an immediate back-to-back wrist roll on the other side. So you're basically going to hop it from hand to hand once you get comfortable with it. So the base requirement, so to speak, is you're going to want to be somewhat familiar with aerials. It'll kind of help if you already have somewhat of a grasp on this before you start it. Otherwise, it could be a little bit tricky, but definitely not out of reach, even if you haven't messed with them too much. And the other one is being able to do the back-to-back wrist roll with both hands. Okay, so to basically review real quick what the back-to-back wrist roll is, just in case, again, you're not familiar, is this move here. Just like that. And you're going to want to practice that with both hands. So that's the minimum requirement there. And again, just a little bit of knowledge with aerials, although not to say that if you don't have any, you're not going to be able to do this move. With any move, it just takes practice. So real quick, I'll show you the basic starting half of it, and then we'll go into the other half of the catch, and then kind of show you how to hop it back and forth. We'll just kind of take it from there. So this first piece is also one of the initial variants that you can go. So if you don't want to go to the back-to-back wrist roll thing, you can just do one half of it, pop it, and kind of do whatever you want. I'll kind of show you that real quick. So basically what it is you're going to start doing your back-to-back wrist roll, of course. Now, if you know your back-to-back wrist rolls enough, there's a point where it naturally crosses the back of your wrist, i.e. a wrist roll. So basically what happens is once it gets there to the back of your wrist, if you don't let go to let it keep doing its motion, you can basically bounce it and it'll come back like that. So it'll look like this, so boom, just like that. You can do as many as you want, just don't let go of the stick, let it hit the back of your wrist, and redirect itself. Pretty simple. Okay. So again, you're going to want to practice this with both hands. See, my left's feeling a little sloppy today. And so basically from there, what you're going to do is once you get that bounce portion comfortable, that's where the first part of the aerial is going to start. Okay. So I'll kind of show you that real quick. So we're doing our back-to-back wrist roll. We hit our pause, and we're going to redirect just like that, okay? So you see how there's two swings? So I'm doing my back-to-back, so there's 1, 2, like that. On 2, you're going to go ahead and release it into an aerial and just catch it, just starting off with the same hand that you're releasing it from. So 1, 2, just like that. Now, you're not going to give an extra beat after 2. You're going to release on 2 as it comes up for the swing. So again, just kind of show you. 1, 2, like that. And then you just catch it like a normal aerial, just like you would front grip with your hands. So I'll show you again. Just like that. And again, practice with both hands. Okay. And that's the basic starting point. Okay, so now once you've got those moves drilled down a little bit and you're feeling pretty comfortable with it, we can move into the next portion, which is connecting your two hands. So this part is a little tricky because it actually requires, instead of how you were doing it before, catching it right here in front grip, you're going to actually allow it to go to your other hand and catch it in reverse grip. Now the big key for me, I think, is to kind of rotate your hand a little bit. So instead of trying to meet it front grip, you want to catch it this way. So it's almost going to like fall into your hand this way when you aerial it. So it'll come over and you'll catch it, and then you'll do into an immediate back-to-back wrist roll. So see if I can nail it here on a good try for you. Just like that, pretty basic. So now what you can do is, once you get comfortable with that, once you catch your reverse grip side, if you don't pause it and let it redirect like you saw me do there, you can just immediately go into a back-to-back wrist roll. You don't have to give a beat in between. When you're first getting comfortable with it, it might be a good idea to kind of start, do a swing, and then go into your back-to-back wrist rolls just so you can kind of feel how the motion is, because you're literally transitioning straight from the aerial into a back-to-back wrist roll. There's no beat in between with this particular variation of the move. Granted, you can make it whatever you want. You're the spinner, do what you will. But just for this particular move, that's kind of what you're looking for. So again, to kind of show you there, so you'll catch it, reverse grip, and then just immediately into your back-to-back. And then once you get comfortable, you can start hopping it from hand to hand. As you can see, practice, practice, practice. Even practicing this move a billion times, I still drop it once in a while. It's going to happen. So, but that's basically the move itself. So you do back-to-back wrist roll, pause it, pop it up, catch it, reverse grip, into an immediate back-to-back wrist roll. Or again, you can pause it, do whatever with it. And again, if you don't want to, let's say you're mid-spin, you're doing whatever, you're feeling totally badass, you know, everyone's watching, you're all boom, and you don't want to, just boom, whatever. You can make it your own. And so there's a number of different variations you can do. I mean, any method you want to approach with it, I mean, you can take it and go anywhere you want with it. So it's kind of a fun one to do. Okay, so there's another variation real quick that I wanted to go over with. And basically what it comes from is, so it comes from the first part where you're practicing just your initial same hand toss, so this one here. Okay, so what it'll come from is you can go straight from this immediately into a front-to-front wrist roll. As you know, when you do the front-to-front wrist roll, this top half of the circle is where you let go and do your roll. Same thing there. So when you have your aerial here, once you catch it, the top, that right there, is already ready to go into a wrist roll, into your front-to-front. So just like that. See how smoothly that flows? It's just one solid motion. Again, just another variation. That was kind of a weird wrist pause thingy I've never done before, so got that on film too. But again, show you that really quick. That's kind of a cool one now that I'm discovering that. Hey, just like that. So again, another variation. Alright, there you have it. I've given you several different variations now, including that weird goofy one that I just discovered that I've never actually done before. I'll kind of try to figure that one out and iron that one out if I can make a technicality out of that. But basically, that's pretty much the series of moves that I wanted to share with you guys. So I hope that was a little bit of a help with some of it. I know it can a little bit, kind of looks a little bit daunting, but again, with anything, if you just practice, 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 you can get it. So, but again, by all means, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, issues, if you need any tips, definitely feel free to comment and get at me. Thank you.